What's going on? It's your boy, Richie. Today we're going to be using the team on the Series 7 ladder that I brought to the North America Players Cup 2 tournament. It's a really fun sunroom team. What I mean by that is that it utilizes a sun mode, a weather mode, as well as a trick room mode in conjunction together to deal with a lot of common meta threats. It was a lot of fun to pilot. It's going to be a really good choice for anyone who just wants a fun team to just climb the Series 7 ladder with this month or any of the months that Series 7 continues on for. So here's the team. Here's the code. It'll be available with a PokePaste in the description below, and you can access that whenever you like. And let's just jump on the ladder. I gotta give special shoutouts to the Golden Cosmos and Gentleman Garby for helping me come up with this squad, doing a bunch of editing, playtesting, practicing, etc. We all brought some version of it, one or another, to the Players Cup 2. Cosmos brought it to the Europe form, and Garby and I were in the North American format. But it was a lot of fun to do with them, so if you wouldn't mind giving them a look, I'll link their social media channels, their Twitters, down in the description as well. So here's our match today. We're up against Batman. He's got Regieleki, Mamoswine, Tapu Fini, Kartana, Incineroar, and Moltres. This seems like a pretty strong team. These are a bunch of really meta threats. It has a strong Fire, Water, Grass core with Tapu Fini, Kartana, and Incineroar. So I think because of how speedy this team is, our best bet to deal with it is going to be jumping right into our Trick Room mode. Our most reliable way of setting Trick Room is with Hatterene and Liepard, using a gimmick involving Copycat and Max Guard, so we'll definitely be relying on that. Torkoal seems pretty good here for beating... we need it for Kartana and kind of Mamoswine too, so it feels a little essential. And then besides that, I think Porygon 2 is a safe bet. It's another way that we can get up Trick Room. It does pretty good damage with Thunderbolt and Ice Beam. Swampert's another call here, but with Kartana and Tapu Fini, it doesn't really do a whole lot. It's between these two. I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable with Porygon at the moment, so let's lock in these four and just jump into it. Alright, good luck, have fun to Batman. We'll see what the lead is. I'm kind of expecting Regieleki screen support, maybe, to start. Maybe with Incineroar for fake out pressure so it can more easily get screens up, but we'll see what happens. Alright, exactly as I predicted. We got Regieleki and Incineroar, both shiny, very nice shinies. And we led with Hatterene and Liepard. Now, the copycat gimmick I illustrated before isn't going to be quite as successful here in case Incineroar goes for its own copycat, because that would interrupt our strategy. So rather than just going for a plain Trick Room right away, I think I'm actually going to start getting damage on the board. I'm going to go for a G-Max Smite into Incineroar. We're going to fake it out as well. Regieleki's probably going to set screens here, maybe click Electro Web. There's not a whole lot we can do about it. We could target down Regieleki, but if we don't get rid of Incineroar, then we won't have an easy time setting Trick Room. Another thing that I'm concerned about with Incineroar on the field and why I want to get rid of it right away is because it can use Parting Shot on Hatterene. Now, what Parting Shot usually does is that it lowers the opponent's offensive stats, and then this user switches out. However, because of Hatterene's Magic Bounce ability, it actually claims the effect of Parting Shot. So what would happen is that Incineroar would use Parting Shot, and then Hatterene would just use it right back. Which would cause Incineroar stats to be lowered, but it would cause my max Hatterene to switch out, which would not be ideal. Based on the fact that Regieleki went before Incineroar and Incineroar flinched, it looks like they went for Parting Shot turn 1 rather than Fake Out. So I'm glad I got this big damage on it. I think we'll go for the flip now. We'll click Max Guard and we'll click Copycat. For those of you who may not be familiar with how this gimmick works, Copycat calls forth whatever the last move used was. Liepard's ability is Prankster, which means it generally always goes first. It increases all of its status moves' speed tiers up by 1 point. So Hatterene gets off a very slow Max Guard, which makes it immune to damage, but it's actually clicking Trick Room. If it were Undynamaxed, that move there is Trick Room. So we'll go for the Max Guard, and unless Incineroar does something funky here, nope, we get Copycat. So because the move Hatterene clicks is actually Trick Room, Liepard gets to use Trick Room right away, which is an excellent form of speed control. Let's see what my opponent decided to do. They are confused, thanks to the Max Smite. Parting Shot into Hatterene will get blocked because we've Max Guarded, which is great. And Regieleki hits itself in confusion. So great turn for us, great turn. We're going to go for another Smite into Incineroar. It's in our best interest to get rid of it. Even though Light Screen is up, it looks like we did over half to it when we first used Max Smite, so we should do the same amount of damage here. I will also click Snarl just to weaken Regieleki and just get a little bit extra damage off. in case they switch into a special attacker, which it looks like they're going to. Having some snarl. Yep, Tapu Fini. So having some snarl on damage on that will be very, very useful. Another really nice shiny. So the unfortunate thing about Misty Surge is that it'll actually prevent Tapu Fini from being confused after this smite, which is a bummer. If I really wanted to predict the Incineroar switch out, I could have gone for Max Mindstorm. However, that would have been really risky because if Incineroar did decide to stay in, it just would have taken no damage at all. So I'm pretty happy with the Snarl. Getting a special attack drop on these mons is very useful. We have Trick Room set. Tapu Fini is arguably one of the bigger threats, and it's at half health, except not anymore because it has a berry, but we can work with that. Its special attack is dropped, which is great. That's definitely somewhere we want to be right now. Regieleki did not hit itself in confusion this time and went for Volt Switch. I'd imagine they go right back into Incineroar and go for Fake Out, perhaps. We'll have to see. Something interesting I could do is I could click Copycat on Liepard, and it would pull Regieleki's Volt Switch, which would be really fun. However, it wouldn't work on Incineroar because Incineroar is a Dark type, and Dark types are immune to Prankster effects, and because I'm using a status move to call an attack, it just wouldn't affect Incineroar at all, and my turn would be wasted. However, it targets randomly too. If I managed to target Tapu Fini with it, then it would do considerable damage, and I would get a nice free switch out. So, you know what? I'm going to risk it. Just for fun. Maybe Fake Tears into Tapu Fini was a better play in hindsight, and he just Protect anyways. So we'll see what happens. Incineroar will take some damage. I imagine it's using Parting Shot into Hatterene. I kind of don't really care about that. It'll force us to switch out, but we're not going to lose our max. I mean, our max is done, so we have nothing really to lose, and then we can just bring in Torkoal to start sweeping. So, yep, that's exactly what they wanted to do. And Incineroar is weakened now too, which is great. I actually don't think I want to bring in Torkoal just yet, just because it's too weak to Tapu Fini. I think I'm going to bring in Porygon, and right now my plan is to click Fake Tears into Tapu Fini and use Thunderbolt, hopefully just to get rid of it. In this situation, I think we get an attack boost with Download, which would be unfortunate, but let's just see. Yeah, we get an attack boost. We prefer the special attack boost, but I think with Fake Tears we can make do here. Tapu Fini protected, so there's no way it can protect again this turn. Again, that Parting Shot doesn't really matter. We got our Dazzling Gleam off, and then we just get a free switch. So, into something that has arguably a better matchup against these two Pokemon. Let's see what they go for. I could see a switch. I don't think they feel particularly threatened. My two Pokemon I have out right now are pretty passive. The Snarl on Fini is great. It lowers its damage output. It would have to Calm Mind to compensate for that. It looks like they're trying to stall out my Trick Room based on their defensive switching and clicking Protect, but thankfully I have Porygon and Hatterene that can always just reset it. So we get a good Fake Tears off, Tapu Fini special defense drops, and this Thunderbolt should KO. Oh no, Tapu Fini's just so bulky. Alright, that's alright. There's a Taunt into Liepard. No Copycat for us, that's alright. No Fake Tears either. And there's the Calm Mind. Okay. I think even with the special defense increase, a Thunderbolt from this range should still KO. I'm thinking, do we want to switch out Liepard and get Fake Out back? I'm pretty tempted. There's also a good chance that Tapu Fini protects. Bringing Torkoal here isn't like a great call. What do I want to do? How many turns of Trick Room are left? 1. Interesting. I think if I bring in Hatterene, we can pretty much get a guaranteed Trick Room up again. So let's get rid of Liepard, bring in Hatterene, and then we have 2 Trick Room setters on the field. Tapu Fini pretty much has to protect if it doesn't want to faint. That's pretty readable. I probably could have read that, but I wanted to keep them honest. I wanted to make sure that they actually click Protect and wait out the, wait out the Trick Room. Alright, Porygon's taunted, which is fine. He's kind of our damage output right now. And Trick Room is over. Incineroar is kind of obligated to Parting Shot into Hatterene right now. So I don't mind just clicking Thunderbolt on Tapu Fini and going for Trick Room. His Taunt won't work on Hatterene because of Magic Bounce, but also Parting Shot will force it to switch out. As long as Porygon's getting damage on the field, it really doesn't matter. Tapu Fini is able to get another Calm Mind off since now the speed order is back to normal, but it looks like it just goes for Muddy Water. Both our mons should take this perfectly fine. And there's the parting shot into Hattering, so we can just bring Liepard back in. We get a fake out that we can use, and then we can just hopefully Taunt is worn off on Porygon 2 at that point. I'm not sure if it will be, but there's always the chance that we can just get Trick Room back up. So let's get Liepard in here. We really don't want to bring in Torkoal without Trick Room. A lot of its damage comes from Eruption, which in turn comes from how high its HP is. So if it's not attacking first, it's not a great strategy. Tapu Fini faints, which is great. It was a big thorn in our side. My opponent has not Dynamaxed yet, which is concerning, but we'll work with it. We'll work with it. Fake out Trick Room sounds really good right now, but I have lost track of the taunt count, so we'll just have to wait and see. All right, Regieleki comes back in. I'd imagine they might consider maxing Regieleki. That wouldn't be a terrible idea. All right, and it looks like we're still taunted. What do I want to do here? Incineroar's not really threatening any damage at all. I might as well just click Ice Beam into that slot. Or Thunderbolt, because Incineroar resists Ice. Do I want to go for a switch? No. I think I'm just gonna Thunderbolt that slot and go for a fake out. There's a pretty high chance that Regieleki Dynamaxes, huh? Let's fake Tears Ice Beam, actually. I don't really care about Incineroar. Fake out's too valuable. We have to fake out. Okay. Thunderbolt into Incineroar and fake out Regieleki. Let's just say it doesn't max. Yep, no max. Cool. Taunt into Liepard. Okay, I would have liked to have gotten a fake Tears up first, but this is fine. We can just click Snarl and be pretty happy with that. Okay, pretty okay damage. This is definitely a bulky Incineroar. Light Screen, definitely a thing. Is Taunt over? No question. No, we have one more turn of Taunt. Let's just keep hitting Incineroar. It's in our best interest to get rid of it. But I can't copycat here because I'm taunted. I think their plan is just to kind of keep taunting stuff so I'm not able to get Trick Room back up, but I feel pretty confident that we'll be able to get Trick Room back up at some point. Porygon 2 is Recover. It's not really going to be damaged by either of these mons too much, so. There's a Snarl. A little bit of extra damage and another good damage actually in Regieleki, and the special attack drop is nice. So Regieleki is not offensively threatening. We have a pretty good board position right here. Their HP, we got 1 KO. All their HP is pretty low. We don't have Light Screen up, and we don't have Trick Room up, but that shouldn't be too hard for us to get. I don't think this Thunderbolt will KO. Maybe. No, not quite. Not quite. Very close. We can imagine that Porygon 2 is going to be taunted, so that Trick Room won't go up, and there's not a whole lot that we can do about that. But we could just switch. We could just switch into Hattering. Again, let's keep them honest. Let's make sure that they have to go for it. I don't mind snarling again. That sounds fine to me. Electro Web, okay. They're trying to slow us down. This might KO Liepard. No, it does not. Okay, Liepard gets a snarl off. Ooh, more damage. And I'd imagine Incineroar is going for Taunt. I'd be surprised if it didn't. Yep. So that's fine. These are both these mons are kind of in KO range, so I think we'll just let Liepard go down to Electro Web, and we will decisively get rid of Incineroar. Yeah, I don't have much use for Liepard anymore. Weakening Regieleki was really big because they have to switch it out if they want it to be strong again, so which they won't be able to after this because we will get the KO on Incineroar. Porygon 2 is just so bulky. At the moment, it can't recover, but that's always an option that we have provided to us, so. Oh, and Incineroar is going to KO itself here, so I kind of wish I went for Ice Beam. Ice Beam would end up doing more damage to Regieleki, but this is fine. So whatever their last mon is likely going to be what they Dynamax. What I don't want to see is Kartana. We'll see. I have a plan. Kartana. Okay, yeah. So why this is a problem is because Porygon 2 is still taunted. They can max Kartana and just target down Hattering. In which case, we're in some trouble. Because, again, I can't click Trick Room for a couple more turns. So, only one more turn of taunt. I see a way through this. I really do. We'll get rid of Regieleki. Just because, why not? We'll go for Trick Room. We'll keep him honest. What I probably should have done is when I knew Porygon 2 was being taunted, I should have brought in Hattering, but I still see a way through this. I'm imagining there's a big steel move going into Hattering. Yep. Okay, no Trick Room for us. We will eliminate Regieleki, and then it's Porygon 2 and Torkoal versus Kartana. If Kartana doesn't want to straight out lose, it has to target Torkoal. Yeah, this 2v1 puts us in an interesting spot. Let's think about what we want to do here. We can Trick Room, but maybe it's in our best interest to not. I think a Protect Trick Room looks really, like, maybe too obvious here, but a Burning Jealousy should just straight up KO. I think we go for it. I think Torkoal has to be doubled into if they want to win. Or they just target Porygon right now and get another Beast Boost, in which case, I think we attack with Torkoal. I think we do. It doesn't have a super effective move to hit Torkoal with. It depends on how this Kartana is trained. Kartana is very strong, but yeah, this isn't a Porygon. Yep, okay. So if I don't KO, it'll be burnt, which will basically set its attack back to normal. And as I said before, I don't think they'll be able to KO Torkoal in one turn at neutral attack. We will see, though. It's almost a KO. If I had erupted, that would have been a KO. But again, since it's burnt, I think this is a clear path to victory. This is kind of a long game. You all got lucky with a longer video. I was just gonna do one battle, so this is interesting. So yeah, even in a situation where my opponent very handily controlled Trick Room, you can see the power that this team provides as far as setting Trick Room. The copycat option cannot be stopped by traditional means such as Imprison or Taunt. So yeah, it's a really fun strategy, and if you like Trick Room, if you like using Trick Room modes, I would strongly recommend it. Unless this crits, yeah, not even close to a KO. Torkoal is really one of the major powerhouses in this team, and it deals with a lot of really big meta threats very well, such as Ice Horse, as well as Kartana, as well as Rillaboom. If you're running a Trick Room team, Torkoal's got to be on it. In my opinion, it's almost mandatory. So GG's to Batman. That was a fun game. We narrowly clutched it out, just with some like really spearheaded positioning. We weren't being too calculated or anything. So thank you all so much for joining me. The rental code will be in the description, as well as the PokePaste. Please check me out on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, usually in the evenings around Eastern time. You get to see me playing teams like this and other viewer teams and fun rentals that I come across. Please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.